Hey everybody, Chad here. In this video, we're going to talk about the first step in the law of attraction, the first step on getting what you want, this first step of manifesting, but we're putting a twist to it. Okay, even though we're talking about the first step, okay, which is the number one step we must do to manifest, but the twist is we're going to twist in the first thing that basically helps us not get what we want. So I really want to go live with this video. I don't have an exact title for it yet because I really want to go live, but the YouTube channel is almost there. But how YouTube works is your channel as your channel becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, it unlocks certain features. That's how YouTube works. So right now the channel doesn't qualify for going live. I really want to go live with this, but I was in the mood to do a video. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, we're going to rock and roll. I'm outside, by the way. It's really terrific out. You might hear some birds chirping, Bo's running around somewhere, so he might be running up to me here and there. I got to keep an eye on him. He's way over here in the field. Just because it's super nice out, he wants to come outside, so I came outside with him. Okay, so other than that, what's the first step to law of attraction? What's the first step to manifesting? Okay, now the first step is we have to know what we want. Okay, that's the first step. Now there's a couple things I want to talk about here. Okay, now for those of you that don't know what you want, this is the first step. Okay, and this is the twist. If you don't know what you want, that creates confusion in your mind because the universe doesn't know what to give you because you don't know what you want. Does that make a little sense? The universe is giving you stuff. You think law of attraction isn't working, but it is working because it's just giving you random things because you don't know what you want. You're not clear on your intention. You're not clear on what you want. So it's just giving you random stuff. But this random stuff coming to you, you really don't want. Okay, this is the twist I'm talking about. Okay, now that's the first group of people. Okay, if you're in this category, if you don't know what you want, it's not working because you don't know what you want, because it creates confusion. Okay, if you don't know what you want, how does the universe going to know what to bring you? Okay, it's bringing you stuff, but it's random and it might not be what you want because you're not clear. Okay, now the other step to this, now you might fall into this category. You say, well, Chad, I know what I want. Okay, so I know what I want. I have a clear intention. I can tell you my clear intention. Now, what happens when we know what we want, and what happens, and I'm going to tell you a story about myself. And this is where I was kind of at. I know what I want, but what happens is when it's not coming fast enough, okay, we start analyzing, overthinking. We start controlling the how, like how it's going to happen. Okay. What happens is after a month, after a couple months, maybe after a few months, we start changing our mind about what we want. You get what I'm saying? Have you ever done this? You set an intention, you set a goal, okay, you're very clear on what you want, but when it's not coming fast enough, you start second guessing yourself. Okay, you start changing your mind. Okay, it could be an example of you want to make a certain amount of money, then you start second guessing yourself, thinking, well, maybe I set my goal too high. Maybe I need to lower it. You know what I mean? Have you ever done this, or is it only crazy Chad here? Okay. Now this part is where a lot of people fall into the trap because they know what they want, but they change their mind down the road. Now, when you change your mind, it does the exact same thing in the very beginning, what we discussed. It creates confusion. Okay. Remember, a confused mind, you're not going to get what you want. If you're constantly changing your mind about what you want, well, it confuses the universe. The universe, it goes back to, it's almost the same example of that you don't know what you want. When you don't know what you want, the universe is randomly giving you stuff, but you might not want that stuff. Make sense? Now you set an intention, it doesn't come quick enough, then you start changing your mind. So it's like the same vicious cycle that creates confusion. Okay, you start changing your mind and it starts kind of giving you what you change your mind to, or start randomly giving you stuff, but you really don't want it because when you're changing your mind, you're always going back to your clear intention. Does that make sense? Sometimes when I'm talking here, it sounds like I'm flipping confused. Okay. And this is a great topic to talk about, because if your mind's confused, okay, you're not going to get what you want. So that's why in the first step to law of attraction, the first step to manifesting, I keep an eye on Bo over here, is you have to be very clear on what you want. You have to be very steadfast on what you want. You can't start going down different rabbit holes. You can't start going all over the place and changing your mind all over the place and constantly changing your mind on what you want, or a different variation of what you want, because then it basically just creates it where your mind thinks you don't know, and it's just randomly giving you stuff that you don't want. That's really what's going on. So even when I'm talking, it sounds confusing because that's how your mind sounds. That's why you're not getting what you want. It's going back to the same core principles. So let me share with you an example, a real life example I'm going through right now. Now, yesterday I made a video. I didn't post it yet, and I'll try to remember and I'll post it here. So, because I was talking about an exercise I actually started yesterday. Now, yesterday, this is what I did. All through the day, I set my phone. I set a reminder on my phone. There's a reminder app on your phone. I set reminder, and I looped it for every hour. Hey, buddy, come over here. This is Bo. You can't really see him. Okay. But I set a reminder app on my phone. I looped it for every hour. And all my phone does is chirp. I just have to make sure my phone's on so I can hear it chirp or hear it vibrate. So every hour when my phone chirps, it reminds me to think about what I want. So I either pick up a notebook and I write down a few things I want, a few intentions I want, or if I don't have that, I have my phone on me, it chirps, then I say it out loud or I think about it. I did this all day yesterday, every single hour. Okay, I didn't have to remember to set my phone or reset it because I just set it on a loop as a reminder. Okay, I did this all day long yesterday. Then when I woke up today, I started today doing it because my phone's on that continual loop. This is the unique thing that kind of happened to me, because I focused so much for the last day and a half on exactly what I want every single hour of the day. Then about middle of today, it just dawned on me that I'm not focusing what I want. It dawned on me that I'm controlling the how. It dawned on me that I'm constantly changing my mind. I'm constantly giving different variations on what I want. I'm not being totally clear on what I want. And I'll tell you an example here. Okay, me being totally clear on what I want is I want to work remote 100% of the time. Okay, because that way I can pick up, basically live where I want to live. A lot of you know that follow me, listen to my videos. I'm going back to Thailand in the next 4 or 5 months. So I want to work remote in Thailand. Okay. I don't want to have to quit a job and go to Thailand. So I want to work 100% remote. That's what I really want. And that's what I've been focused on the last day and a half. But what dawned on me, what I was doing probably the last 10 months, is I'm constantly changing my mind. I'm telling myself I want to work remote 100% of the time, but all my actions are controlling the how. All my actions is looking for jobs I don't want to do, looking for factory jobs I got to go in and work, looking like I just got offered a job yesterday at Subway. I went in, I thought it was a Subway management position, and all they want me to do is be I don't know, make sandwiches all day long. They kind of tricked you to go in to do an interview. You know what I mean? I'm not taking intuitive actions and being laser focused on looking for jobs that are 100% remote. I'm over here trying to control the how, trying to look for jobs that give me immediate money, fast money, or I go to a job agency that puts me into a factory, which a factory is not remote work, of course. So what I'm doing, I'm kind of running around doing all these corny jobs, okay, with a degree, you know what I mean? But I'm losing focus on what I really want. Okay, it's kind of like I know what I want. Okay, here's the promised land of Chad over here to work 100% remote. I'm way over here in this field, okay, wandering around, okay, working for factories, looking for jobs, just looking for fast money type of thing. We just go get a job, get hired today. I don't have to go through a month of interviews. Okay, but it's wasted You gotta hear this. It's wasted probably 10 months of my time because this is what I've been doing. Okay, rather than just being 100% focused on what I want. Okay, rather than being 100% focused on to work remote 100% of the time. That's what I want to do. Okay, but all my energy is out here. Okay, what happens is this creates confusion because my gut is I want to work remote 100% of the time, but I'm creating confusion because I'm trying to control the how, and I'm running around with all these jobs that are not anywhere near what I want to do. And what we have to understand is this is the trap that most of us fall into. Okay, maybe in different variations, different versions, maybe not exactly what I'm doing, but it's a trap that most people fall into. Okay, the first trap is you don't know what you want, so that creates confusion. Okay, the universe gives you random things, but those random things is not really what you want, but it's just giving you random things because you're confusing the hell out of the universe. Okay, to manifest what you want. The, the second thing we do is we know what we want, but we don't get it fast enough. It doesn't come quick enough. So we start changing our mind or we start controlling the how too much. And we drift. We drift farther and farther and farther away from what we truly want. And that's kind of what I'm doing. Like I know what I want, but I'm drifting farther and farther and farther away from it where it creates confusion. Okay, where it's giving me random things, but it's not what I really want, then it at the same time it creates unhappiness because I'm going after stuff that I truly don't want, I truly don't want to do. Okay. And with this one, like when you work in factories and work in different industries that you don't like and you hate, you have to remember this. Okay. You cannot change the environment. I know this sounds negative. You cannot change the environment. The environment will change you. Okay, the more you understand this, the more you'll be more picky on what type of environments you'll allow yourself into. No matter how positive you think you are, you're not going to change the environment. The environment's going to change you. Okay, the more you understand this, the more you're going to be a little bit picky, more you're going to be a little bit more self-aware of what type of environments you're going to allow yourself into. Okay, this is kind of what I've been experiencing the last 10 months. If I go into environments of factories, whatever, it feels like it sucks the life out of me. Okay, you start like, you just start, losing the confidence a little bit. What do you think? What do you think happens when that stuff starts happening? When something sucks the life out of you. Yeah, I can change it for the positive and try to change my mindset, but it's sucking the life out of me. Okay, sucking the life out of you. Okay. It's going to slow down the manifesting process is because your energy, your emotional energy is always negative because I drifted too far. I drifted too far from what I really, really want. And that, my friends, I really wanted to share with you is it comes down to very simple steps is knowing what you want, but stick to it. Don't give up. Don't give in. Stay focused on it. Other than that, my friends, I'm going to wrap this video up. I'm going to look for Bo, see where he's at running around. I just don't run him down here by the road. But other than that, comment below. Let me know what's working, what's not working, what your situations are, the positives and negatives, and I'll see you in the next video.